Hello, so I just wanted to come on here and sort of talk about my opinion on love spells, as every time I look through a book that has something to do with that subject, they always go on about it not being wise to cast a love spell because it goes against the person's free will and they can be dangerous to cast. And I do agree with that, especially with it being dangerous, because if you've only taken on what the person seems like when they are out with their friends or outside in general, you may not be too sure if they are the same person when you are alone with them. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but it can be misleading, and a lot of the times when it comes to domestic violence, it can be misleading, and not many people will believe or even think that that person could be violent in any way. So when you are in a relationship with them, they could become very violent towards you, or if you try to end the relationship, they could become violent towards you then. They may not take it so well, and they may become obsessed with you and start stalking you. When you are in a relationship with them, you may start to feel confused and guilty whether they truly want to be with you for who you are, or if it was because of the spell. And there are many other ways which I don't really agree that a love spell should be cast, especially on revenge, so that your ex does not fall for someone who is nearly as good as you. They can't get you out of their mind, and that sort of thing I don't really like. And especially with casting a love spell on someone to break a couple up, or just so you can get your way with that person. If it was for that situation, then I would prefer to cast a lust spell, which could come under the category of a love spell, but I don't really deal with that sort of area. For me, though, there are times that I will cast a love spell, and I do think a love spell can be a very positive thing. And I just want to talk about the type of love spells that I would cast, because when I think about love, I don't always think it about my partner. I may think it about myself, my home, my garden, my pets, my family. And if you are a parent, you will automatically think about your children. So love doesn't always have to be about the person that you desire. So I don't know why a love spell always has to be aimed in that direction. Why can't we aim a love spell in all different directions which we feel love is towards? So if you are a parent or a new parent, and you feel at the moment that you and your child are not bonding that well, that you feel that something's not quite there, which it can happen at times, and there's nothing bad about it, there's nothing wrong with you or your child, it's just sometimes it takes a little while for some people to bond more closely with their children. Obviously a love spell can be cast then, so you can get closer together, you can try to form a stronger bond that show your love for each other in a spiritual way. After casting the spell, you could obviously go into a meditation with them, preferably when they are asleep, because obviously trying to meditate when a baby is screaming or crying or wanting attention or food isn't the best way to meditate. So obviously when they are asleep, it'll be better, and it may help you to feel more closer with your child. And probably it could probably work as well when you have teenagers, because obviously teenagers sometimes get a little bit embarrassed when their parents say I love you and all those sort of things. So just casting a love spell on them to show that you love them in a spiritual way can help as well. Casting a love spell around your house to show the house, the structure, that you appreciate what it's done, that it's survived all these years, that it's protected you, kept you out of the cold. Your garden, show the plants, the grass, your surroundings, that you appreciate and that you love what they have done for you and your family. Again, for your pets, you could cast a love spell for them to show that you love them in a spiritual way. And there's all sort of ways, and the way I cast a love spell is mainly to show my appreciation and that I admire and adore what they have done for me and that I appreciate everything they have done. But if you have a different way of wanting to cast a love spell in those areas, then, you know, go ahead and do it. This is just the way I would do it. There are another type of love spells. There's another type, which is the love spell for yourself. I have done this plenty of times, and it's not something really to cloud over my eyes. It's something to help me open my eyes and see what is there in front of me, instead of looking at all of the flaws and all of the negative things about myself. It's to help me to appreciate what I have, to take the flaws but turn it around into something positive as well. And I tend to do this when I am home alone. Probably when I've just had a shower, so I'm fresh and clean and I feel lifted of the day. I would sit in front of a mirror, naked, or whatever you want to do. Say the spell that you want to cast, meditate maybe for a few minutes, and when you feel ready, you can open your eyes, look in the mirror, and study yourself. If there's one part of your body that you are really concerned about or you really dislike at the moment, concentrate on that area and study it closely. Touch the area, you know, play around with yourself or whatever you want to do, you know, explore yourself however you see fit, and try to understand and see in a better way what is really there. For me, it's been my nose. I've always felt that I've had a stubby nose and it's a bit too big and all that. And when I have done the spell, I've realised that my nose is just the right size for my face shape. That it's not too big and it's not too small. It's just the right size. And even though it does look a little bit stubby for me, it matches everything with me. I am a little bit stubby in height and size anyway, so it just matches who I am. It matches my personality. And now I am actually starting to appreciate my nose, the shape and everything about it, even though I still feel a bit iffy with it. I am starting to appreciate it more. So yeah, it's just a love spell to help me open my eyes, to show that I love myself more and to appreciate myself, to help me feel more confident with my own body and my self-image. There are other areas, so if you are in a relationship with someone, you can cast a love spell still. If you have been arguing or there's been a few months of agitation and a bit of a rift and you want to try and fix it, talk with your partner first before doing the spell and make sure that they are both wanting to do this. And when you cast that love spell, you can obviously talk about or say in the spell about remembering the good times that you've had together and why you came together, what you love about each other, and try to be honest and truthful and be on the same wavelength of each other. So when you can talk about the problems and the issues that you have been having, you can try to be a bit more honest and be a bit more level with them, so you're not going to have a go at them and all that and try to bite their head off and stuff. You can try to be a bit more honest and caring towards them, and if things go sour, then they go sour, but you'll always remember that you had this love for each other and that you do admire each other. Another type of love spell you can do when you're in a relationship is when you are celebrating an anniversary together. Again, if you want to do the spell remembering the times that you spent together, how you came together, just all the good times, and helping you both to feel lifted and connected again and feel like you are back at the start with your relationship. Then after you've done that spell, you know, you can do whatever you want. You could go out for a meal, or you could stay in for a meal. You could go off and show each other how much you love each other, you know. You can do whatever you want. And I think this is pretty much the idea of what I'm trying to say, what I would class as a love spell, or under the category of a love spell. I hope this made sense and it gives you a little bit of understanding of what I would do. And yeah, I think that is all, so I shall leave it there.